Okay, no problem. Let's go through the next question. I have 2 questions to solve this night before going to another topic, which one is going to be directly past question, which happen to be 40 marks. That particular guy that they state the question. Okay, let's look at question number 2. That is also calculation. All they say we should do. This happens to be the 3rd question I'm solving on this topic. We saw question 1, we saw question number 2. Now question number 6. What does the question say we should do? Look at question number 6. 6B. The following transactions were anticipated by the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation for the year ended 31st December 2005. Were given the revenue expected, import duty, export duty, excise, all those ones were listed. The following expenditure were anticipated also, were given the expenditure. Now said during the year, the following transaction took place. Balance of the consolidated revenue fund as at 1st of January 2005 were given as this: 850,750,000. That has been given as the opening balance. An emergency occurred in Rivers State, which led to the withdrawal of 1,750,000,000 from the contingency fund account, which 1,305 were transferred back before the year end. Now, sir, the balance in the Federation account as at 1st of January, 1.8 billion. You are required to prepare the Federation account as at 31st December 2005 and share accordingly to the ratio below. We're giving states, we're giving local governments, and we're giving the states. Now said, the following statement, you're also meant to prepare the following statement: consider revenue fund account, revenue received statement, statement of 3.2, that is overhead cost. This is what they ask us to prepare. And I think with our experience, this should not be a problem. But nevertheless, I will still prepare it to bring us on board. Okay, the network is breaking. Can you all hear me? If you cannot hear me, let me know. Maybe we should re-log in. Hello?
I can hear you, sir. What question are we doing? Question 6?
Question number 6B. Oh yeah, let's read it and pick it one after the other. What they say, the first thing they ask us to do.
Question 6.
6B.
During the year the following transaction took place. Is that or number 3 of it? Correct?
Yes.
The balance in the Federation account as at 1st of January was 1.8 billion. You are required to prepare the Federation account statement as at 31st December 2005 and share accordingly. Share accordingly to the ratio below.
Okay. Is it in thousand or in million? The abbreviation they did?
In thousand.
Okay. Done that. Well, let's go. One after the other.
Please, can someone share the material? Can't find it, Abel.
You don't have the material?
Thank you.
Okay. Now let's look at it.
Yes, sir.
What is the inflow? We have the opening balance. What is the opening balance given to us in the Federation account?
1.8 billion.
1.8 billion. That's 1.8 million we are recognizing here now. What are the items that are now meant to appear here now in the Federation account based on our last week experience as inflow? First thing we need here, inflow now.
Inflow.
Well, give me those items that are now meant to be here now. Inflow.
Import duties.
Import duties. Well done. Thank you. How much is that?
34,250.
34,000, or 34 million?
Okay, 34,250,000.
Let's take our time to follow it to the latter, please. Okay, it has been abbreviated in thousands. Yeah, okay, you are right.
Please, can someone
34,000.
help with the material, please?
What do you say?
The material. The study material. I don't have it, sir.
You don't have it?
So that yes, sir.
Okay, excuse me, just let me forward it to the platform again.
Thank you, sir. It has not dropped.
Okay.
Thank you. Which page? Which page are we solving? From which pages?
We are solving page 33.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, what is the value of the import duty?
$34,350.
350. Okay. The next one.
Export duties.
Export duties.
The import duty is 34,250.
Okay, 250. 34,250. Okay. How about export?
118,750.
118,750. Okay, the next one.
Excise duties.
Excise duty. I'm with you.
$1,875,000.
What do you say there?
1,875,000.
What do you say? I can't get it. 4,875,000.
1 million.
1 million.
875,000.
875,000. Okay. What else again?
Petroleum profit tax.
petroleum How much is that?
637,500.
6,
37,500.
37, 637, 500. Is it correct? Is it right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What else again?
Capital gain tax.
Capital gain tax. How much is that?
75,000.
What else again?
Royalty on oil.
How much is royalty on oil?
1.2
One
million.
What do you say?
1,200,000.
1,200,000. What else again? Oya, you should talk now.
Proceed from crude oil sales.
crude oil sales.
Proceed from crude oil sales. How much is that?
450,000.
450,000, abi?
Yes, sir.
What else again?
Personal
I'm
income
listening.
tax from military and police force.
You not enter that account.
Okay.
That one is going to Consolidated Revenue Fund account. What else again?
Royalty and co.
No, that one is going to Consolidated
Royalty
Revenue
on
Fund
coal.
account. Royalty on coal is part of
Yes.
mining of mineral resources, and mining of mineral resources is meant to appear in the Consolidated Revenue Fund. Only mining that will appear in the Federation account is crude oil.
Oh.
Is that
I
clear?
think that's all.
What do you say?
So I think that is all.
Okay, I'll check it. Now, we need to understand the balancing. Hello, about my principal system. Mo lecture lọ́wọ́ mi ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ second class. Mark principal system. What's the total?
Yeah. Okay.
We sum it up.
Now go to
Any collection charges in the question? Collection charges. Collection charges. Do we have any collection charges?
no.
No. If we have, we are meant to deduct it. But since we don't have, we are meant to total everything together and share it among the 3 tiers of government. How many tiers of government are we giving?
3.
3. Allocation. Allocation of revenue or revenue allocation. We have the federal. How much is meant to be given to federal?
52.5%.
52.5% times 6,190,000.
Federal is 52.68.
In the question,
It's 5. 52.5.
52.5 in the question.
In the question, yes.
They said we should follow the question given to us. State income
27%.
27% times 56 times 6,190,500. Then local government
20.5%.
20.5% times 6,190,500. Would be 52.5 times is 7. Second, 27 times the last one, 25% times. Any question on this one? Any question, please? Absent of no question, we work on the second question. What does the second question say we should do? Unless there are any issue again? Any question? Second question, what do they say we should do?
So prepare the following statements. Roman figure 1, consolidated revenue fund.
consolidated revenue fund statement of consolidated revenue fund for the year ended. Okay. Now let's now look at it. What are the information that are meant to appear here, please?
Yeah.
You have opening balance. You're also giving opening balance here too. Is that not so? How much is the opening balance?
850,725,000.
7 what?
850,725,000.
735. This is it. Now, let's look at the revenue. What are the revenue that are meant to come to this account now? Statutory allocation, federation account. How much is the actual allocation from the federation account?
3,250,000.
Correct. What are the other revenue that are meant to come to this account?
I think the payee income,
Payee.
military and police force.
Payee of who and who are given in the question,
Military and police force
were given together or separate.
together.
Okay? Military and police force. How much?
80,000.
How much?
80,000.
80,000. What else again?
Official of the Foreign Affairs Ministry.
Officer B.
Officials of the Foreign Affairs
Okay.
Ministry.
Officials of foreign affairs. Ministry. How much is that?
25,000.
What else again?
Federal Capital Territory residents.
Federal Capital How much?
$45,350.
5,000.
45,350.
What else again?
Court
Royalty
fee.
on code.
What is it? Cut what?
Royalty on code.
Royalty on code. How much?
17,500.
What else again?
Querying license. Querying license.
How much?
25,400.
What else again?
Court fees.
How much?
Court fees. I think 72,540.
What else again?
Medical fees.
What is it?
Medical fees.
Medical fees. How much?
24,000.
The next one.
Visa fees.
How much?
75,500.
What else again?
Repayment of loan by Ekiti, Abia, and Sokoto.
Loan repayment, Abi.
Yes, loan repayment.
How much?
It's 720,000.
Eh?
720,000.
Okay. What else?
Rent of government land.
Rent on government land. Rent. Of government land.
120,000.
What else again?
Overpayment recoverable.
Overpayment. How much?
105,000.
The next one.
Rent of government quarters.
How much?
95,000.
What else again?
That's all.
Now, before we conclude on this one, are you with me? There is additional note given to you. Look at that note. Are you with me? Look at note B or note C. Look at your second note, sorry. That note 2. An emergency occurred in Rivers State which led to withdrawal of 750 million rather from the contingency fund, out of which 1,305 million was transferred back. Now, how do we treat this? Now, simply means money is being transferred from considered revenue fund account to contingency fund account. And when they now transfer back to from that contingency account to considered revenue fund account, they transfer 1,305. While 1.7 billion 1.7 billion 5 is being transferred back, is being transferred to that account. That is interpretation. We will see the way I will treat it now. Transfer from contingency how much do you transfer back? 1 billion 3 what?
305. 305.
Okay, that's how this one should be treated. That's what they transfer back to this account. They don't have all the entire figure. Then that's what we are going to recognize as total inflow or revenue to this account. Hello? What are the expenditure? Hello?
Personnel cost.
Personnel cost. How much is that?
287,500.
For
287,500.
287,500. Okay, the next one.
Establishment cost.
How much is the establishment?
187,500.
500.
How do you say?
187,500.
187,500.
Special expenditure.
Special expenditure. How much is that?
312,500.
Yeah, that thing is breaking.
312,500.
312,500. Any other one?
Transfer to development costs.
Transfer. Is that? How much is the transfer to development fund account?
125,000.
725,000. What does it again?
That is awesome.
They also transfer to contingency fund account in the additional note given to you. So contingency. How much is the money transferred to contingency? Contingency.
1,305,000.
Is 1,750,000. 750.
750.
Did you understand the one we solved?
So we didn't hear you for a while though. So we don't even know which one you're talking about.
Based on the last one we solved, second to the last question, before I now added revenue and overhead, did you have a better understanding of that consolidated revenue? We all gathered the figure together.
Yes.
Now, the second part of the question says you should prepare statements of revenue. It's just for you to write all the revenue item under the consolidated, which is what we did. Can you see it?
Sir, please, oh.
I said, can you see it?
Sir, please, I have a question before the network throw you off.
Yes.
What's your question?
That transfer to contingency fund accounts. You know that they told us
Yes.
that some parts we are later refund back.
Yes.
So my question now is, why did we pick the whole figure, the whole
If you
amount?
look at under the, can you see the contingency fund account here?
Yes.
That is the one they transfer back to consolidated revenue fund. From the consolidated revenue fund, they transfer on 1.75 billion. They don't normally keep money into that account, contingency fund account. Anytime there is an emergency, they will transfer from consolidated revenue fund account to contingency. When they finish, after the donation received, they will refund back the remaining money they have.
Okay.
Is it clear?
All right, sir.
Okay. Then after that, they said we should prepare statement of revenue. This is statement of revenue. All the revenue will be copied and we write it out. That's all. The same thing relating to us, statement of overhead, which is statement of expenditure. We write that one also. We paste it. That's all. Any other question? Any other question? Absent of no question, we look at what? ICAN question straightforward in 2015. Past question. May die 2017. May die 2017. Can we see it? Go to page, in that your material, go to page 240, 240, page 240. Oh yeah, look at the question. Can you see it? Can you see the question? Let me know if you can see the question, please.
Yes.
Now, this question came out in 2017. And the mark attached to this said to be 30 marks. 30 marks. The following balances were extracted from the book of Calabar State Government of Oton as at 31st December 2015. We have the cash account, we have the consolidated revenue fund account, we have allocated from the Federation account, we have other revenue, we have personnel costs, we have ordinary shares of ₦1 each in ICAN PLC, deposits, we have advances, loan from federal government, loan to local government, fixed deposit, Lobo Bank. They now give you additional information that 40 billion were transferred to development fund account for capital projects to be embarked on in 2016. They said other charges approved by the fund management committee and paid during the year but were omitted book amounted to 50 billion. The total grant of 100 billion collected from the federal government for capital projects to be embarked upon in the first quarter of 2016 was not recorded anywhere in the book. Required. Prepare the following statements for submission to the Auditor General for the state. Consider revenue fund for the period ended 31st December 2015, development fund account for the period ended 31st December 2015, statement of assets and liability as at December 31st 2015. State the component of
Please, question what?
What do you say?
Question what?
Question number 1.
Okay.
How will you answer this question if you are giving this particular question to in an exam? What will you do? 30 marks. Any idea? This is the last question I'm going to solve on this topic. Pay attention. You have the question with you already, Abi. Can I change? I'm moving from the phase where I am to another phase now. Am I good to go?
Yes, sir.
Good to go?
Yes.
Okay. Caloba, Abi.
Yes.
Caloba what?
Calabar State Government.
Caloba State Government. Statement of consolidated revenue fund. Today I will place question in thousand, in millions. Okay. We have now let's go. Do we have any opening balance in this question? First and foremost, there are two ways to it. I can decide to keep it. I can decide to bring it in. nothing will happen. Just look at the way I wanted to do it, which is the normal way you normally do your account. Now, this is the fund set aside to run the business. Fine. Now, at the beginning, we have what is our revenue here? What are the revenue in this account, please? Likely revenue in this account from the question given to you.
Allocation from federation account.
Okay, that's statutory allocation.
Yeah.
Allocation. How much is statutory allocation given to you in the question?
120. No, 300,000.
300,000. We have it here. Okay. What else is also meant to come to this account as revenue?
Other revenue.
Other revenue. How much is the other revenue?
40,000.
40,000. Okay. We will now look at it. We were told there is a grant given to us. We need to know the account that grant is meant to go to. Do we also have other inflow from this to go to the work considered revenue account? Look at the table. Look at the trial balance given to you. Look at the trial balance.
Loans from federal government.
Now that loan from federal government and loan to local government, which account did I explain to you is going to go to? Those ones are meant to go to development fund account. If you look at the content of development fund account, under development fund account, that's where you are going to see grants, you will see gifts, you will see loan received from government, loan disbursed, anything that has to do with loan is going to be in what development fund account, not in the considered revenue fund account. It's only loan repayment you can see in the considered revenue fund account. But loan issued out or loan received will appear in the development fund account. Any other one? Hello, please, let's talk. Let's talk. Let's make the class to be a lively class. It's just only one person that is discussing with me. Others are not saying anything. Let us, every one of us, be part of the class. Only one person is talking. There's no way I'll be able to have a better understanding that you people have a better understanding of what I'm saying. Okay, let's go. What's the next one? Now, this is note one. I mean, this is the first information they ask us to provide. That is a part of the question, Abi. Is that not so?
Yes, sir.
Now, let's also put in the second one, which is 1B. What is that 1B say we should prepare?
Development
of
fund
what?
account.
Development fund. What will appear in the development fund account based on what I've told you? Any inflow?
What of deposits?
Deposit will not appear there.
There's additional information that says 40 billion should be transferred to development fund.
Okay. Now look at it. Now let's go to the question page. Are you on your own question page at your own end there?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the consolidated, the other revenue and statutory, we treated those ones. We have personnel costs. That one is an expense. We are coming back there. Then, all other ones will not appear under that. But that loan from federal government will appear in the development fund account. Loan to local government will also appear in the development fund account. Are you with me? We are also told in the note that 40,000 should be transferred to development fund account for capital projects. That one is also going out from the consolidated to development fund account. We are coming there. The other one, we also have other charges. Do you understand? They said other charges. That other charges will be part of expenses under consolidated revenue fund account, which were omitted. Then we need to what? Do some adjustments through ledger. We use ledger to do the adjustments. We are going to adjust some things. If you have any question, please talk. Then total grant of 10 million. There's a grant they also have. This one we also need to appear in the notes because we're told that total grant of 100 billion collected from the federal government for capital projects to be embarked upon in the 1st of October were not recorded anywhere in the book. That's error. We need to do correction of error in this situation. Is that clear? Now, how do we go with the correction of error and which account is it going to appear in? Let's go. I'm going back to the page. You have the notes. You can give me those notes one after the other. I will tell you where to go to. Now, this is where I wanted to use it as the notes page. Now, working notes. Now, working note 1. What is the first information given to you? The additional note given to you, what is it? Read it.
40 billion should be transferred to development fund for capital projects to be embarked upon in the first quarter of 2016.
Okay. Now, that one is very direct. Look at it here. Expenditure side of the consolidated revenue fund. You know, we have the revenue. Now, we are taking this one as expenditure now. Expenditure. Transfer to where, please?
Development fund.
Development fund. How much is the money we are transferring to development fund? 40
billion.
Is it billion or million?
Billion.
40 billion.
Mona.
What do you say? I can't hear you. Do you understand it now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. The next one, okay? Then we are going to development fund account. These are development fund accounts. See, what is our opening balance in the development fund account? Do we have any opening balance in development fund account? We did not. We didn't have anything in development fund. That's what I want you to have idea of. Then that 40 billion is coming in as inflow. Transfer from consolidated revenue fund. It has been what deducted here. It will serve as what inflow here. We've treated that one. What's the next one?
Other charges approved by the Fund Management Committee and paid during the year, but which were omitted from the books, amounted to 50 billion naira.
Now, you need double entry principle to treat this transaction you read just now. How do we go from there? You had a cash account, Abi. Maybe there is a cash account in the question given to us. Is that not so? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Now, see the way we are preparing it now. This is our ledger. Ledger account, see. Now, what is our opening balance from the cash book? Our cash account, cash brought down. How much is it?
1,000.
I can't hear you.
60,000.
60,000, Abi? Okay. Now look at it. 60,000. This is it. Now they now made mention of other charges, Abi. Working note number 2. Other charges. Is that not so?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, my sister. Now, these other charges, how are we meant to treat it? Now, that other charges, they said they omitted it from the book. They didn't record it at all. It's going to go out of the money they have in the account. Other charges. Look at it. We have credited the cash account. How much is the other charges?
$50 billion. 50 billion.
That is 50,000 we have recorded there. Fine. Then we now come to this place. We say cash account. Is it clear? Debit the receiver, credit the giver. That's the principle we have adopted to solve the problem. Is that clear? Then, working note number 3. What's the third one?
Total grants of 100 billion collected from federal government.
Okay. Grants, Abi?
Yes, sir.
Grants. Is it capital grant or just ordinary grants?
Capital grant.
Capital grant, okay? Capital grant. Okay. What do you say is happened to that capital grant, please? What happened to the capital grant?
Was not recorded in the books.
How much is it?
100 billion. Just
100
billion.
Is 100 billion, Abi?
Yes, sir.
We will enter it here, then we come here to say cash. Now, any other question? We've treated those ones, Abi. We can move to the next page of the question and enter what we're supposed to enter. But before we are going to move, we need to balance all this ledger first. How do we balance all this ledger? We come to this cash book first. What's the total here? 160 million. Then our balance here will be what? Balance carried down.
110.
110.
110.
110, Abi?
Yes, sir.
Now here, this is going to consolidated. It's going to consolidated. Close the balance. Then we come here. This is going to development fund. Any question before moving to the next page? Then we come here, other charges. Our other charges there is how much? this one, capital grant. What else we also need to balance that we have not touched? Yeah, check your question. We've treated all the notes, no doubt about the notes. Now, let's go back to, we have personnel cost. We've not picked that. Let's pick the personnel cost now. It's part of payment. Personnel cost. How much is the personnel cost?
150,000.
150,000. We have captured that. Okay. Now let's go to loan from what? Loan from federal government. Federal government gave out the Calabar state. Loan is being given to them from federal government. How much is the loan? Loan given by loan from federal government. That's
60,000.
Okay, we have captured that. Did they embark on any capital project in the question that they said they spend money on? Not at all. We're not told. As a result of that, we go back to that. We have what? Outflow. On the outflow part, loan to what? Loan to
Local
government. How much is the loan?
80,000.
80?
80,000.
Okay. Now, any other thing we've not entered in the question? One,
Fixed deposit.
apart from investment, that one has not been taken care of. The cash has been taken care of. Then fixed deposit, advances, those ones, we don't need them there. Then let's balance the account. Now let's balance the one at the top there too.
Sir, what about the consolidated revenue fund at January 1st?
We are going to recognize it now. I call this one surplus. What account they say we should prepare again? Eh?
Statement of assets
One
and
Roman plus
liabilities.
C, abi? What is that?
Statement of assets
Eh?
and liabilities. Statement of
Statement of
assets and
assets and
liabilities.
liability. Okay? Statement of assets and liability. Now we are using cash basis to prepare this. Now, what are the assets as the question is concerned? The first thing to recognize as asset there, because the way they prepare the statement, we are meant to use what we call cash basis, and cash asset will start first in this scenario. Then we have what we call cash account. From the cash account, what do we have?
60,000.
Closing balance of cash.
60,000.
We have 110,000. This is
Where
in
is
our
it?
note. Working note 1. If you check our working
Okay.
note 1, we have 110,000. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes,
Yes.
it is, sir.
Let me indicate, you know where I picked that one from. Working note 1. Working note 3. This one, working note 2. Okay. Now we have captured this. Which other one do we think is also an asset?
Ordinary
Other
shares.
asset,
Fixed deposits.
Ordinary shares.
fixed deposit is also an asset, yes. Fixed deposit. How much is the fixed deposit?
60,000.
60. What else again? That's also an asset.
Ordinary shares.
Oh, already says it's not equity. These
Advances is
advances.
also an asset. Is that clear? Ordinary share is also an asset. That's investment. Investment. That's ordinary shares of how many? What's the value?
1 naira.
Of 1 naira.
1 naira.
How much is the investment?
150,000.
150,000. Which one again? Advances.
Advances.
How much is that?
80,000.
Advances how much?
80,000.
80. We now add all this together. We don't have any other assets there again. That gives us what? 400,000. This is refers to our total assets. Total assets. Now let's look at liability. Liabilities, funds and liabilities, sorry. Funds and liabilities. Now, what are the funds we have? We have what we have consolidated funds now. On we have consolidated, Abi. Consolidated revenue fund. How much is that? Our opening balance, how much?
120,000.
120, Abi?
Yes.
Is it 120?
Yes.
Okay. Then from there, we also have development fund account. What was the closing balance of development fund account?
60.
120. We captured that one. What about the surplus? Surplus from contingent consolidated fund. Consolidated. Okay. Let me do it this way for you to have a better understanding of what I've done. Because I need to explain to you when you are doing it. If you capture the balance from the beginning, no problem. And if you don't capture it, no problem. You know, I did not use opening balance in the word consider revenue fund account. Is that not so? Yes. Hello? I didn't use it. I will now say surplus.
Hello, sir.
Hello, how much is the surplus we have in the consider revenue fund account?
Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm with you. I can hear you.
Okay, that consolidated consolidated revenue fund account. Why? Okay, I've changed it. Where is that 120 coming from? I don't know.
What did you say?
Consolidated revenue fund, that 120.
Yeah. This is our consolidated fund revenue opening balance 120 is given to us in the word in the book in the question. Then we have a surplus of 100. The total closing balance of consolidated revenue fund will now be 220.
Okay.
Can you see it?
All right. Yes.
Then we now add it with what? Development fund When we add it with development fund, what do we have? We have 340,000. Now, what are the liability here? Liability now. What are the liability in the question given to us?
Deposits.
We have deposit. How much is the deposit?
60,000.
How much?
60,000.
60,000. That's the only liability we have. When we add it together, what do we have? 400,000. Does it balance?
Yes.
That's all. That's all. Any question? Any question? Absent of no question. What are the other questions they also ask us to answer in the question? Question D says, state the components of general purpose of financial statement, typically for federal or state. What are the components? You prepare what? Number one, statement of financial position, statement of asset and liability. Another statement, statement of financial performance, which is something as statement of consolidated revenue fund account, statement of consolidated revenue fund account. Another statement, statement of cash flow, statement of cash flow. You also meant to prepare statement of cash flow. After statement of cash flow, you prepare statement of net assets. You prepare no statement of no explanatory notes to the account, statement of accounting policy. All these are the components of financial statement. To answer question number D. After question number D, question number E. State four principal users of government financial reports and their. Now, how do you go from there? Now, since they ask you to state 4, you are meant to state 2. Internal 2, external 2. Under the internal, president is number 1. Cabinet. Under the cabinet, we have the ministry and the ministers. Under the external, we have the National Assembly. National Assembly. Apart from National Assembly, we have what? Auditor General. We have investors. We have public at large. We have the internal and external financial houses, such as what? IMF, World Bank, IDA. All those ones, they are what? External. But under the internal, we have the president, the ministers, we have the accountant general, we have the auditor general is other external, we have the directors, we have administrators at each ministry, we have permanent secretary, we have the employee. All those ones, they are what? Internal. Any other question? Any other question, please?
Yes, sir. Please, I wanted to. No, I have a question, sir.
Okay.
Yes, these workings that you did, maybe I was changing my power source. I must have missed something. I wanted to ask, if you don't do that working and you state out and you do the netting in the statement as required, is that okay?
Yeah,
Or is there
your
a specific purpose why
account
we
can
do
never
the
balance.
netting?
Your account will
Okay.
never balance
Okay.
because you can see that it is closing balance of the cash account I use in the what? In the statement of asset and liability. And if you don't do the audit adjustment, your account can never balance. You can't get your full mark. And they will give you mark for the working. Or each working is one mark.
Okay, so which means anywhere we see that there is cash given or there is a money allocated for something, which means that
Yeah.
funds will be received by cash account.
Depending on the information given to you, because they gave us cash, and we were told that the grant and the grant they did not record the grant in their books of account at all, which means they did not recognize, only receive it, they didn't post it in the cash group. Now, the same thing applicable to other charges. They pay out money, but they did not record it. Those ones were omitted. That's why we put them into the account back to now get the closing balance of the cash account.
Okay, I understand. I understand. Thank you.
Thank you very much for being part of today's class. God will be with you all.